Terre Haute, what is up? No. Come on, Terre Haute, what is up? Yeah, there you are, Terre Haute. All right, before we get started, I do want to just set a couple ground rules. Please, at this time, silence your cell phones. Keep table chatter to a minimum if you can, please. If you feel thirsty, get up and get a drink. It's Friday, cut loose. Special shout out to my boys at the bar. They're working hard for you. Clap it up for them. Let them know you love live comedy. Tip them big tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys coming out for this. This is great. I love Terre Haute, man. I'm so happy to be back. I grew up in Terre Haute, but I don't get back enough to visit as much as I would like to. I feel kind of like a child with a custody arrangement. You know, I'm just here. Terre Haute gets to see me holidays and weekends. That's it. That's it. And, it's like I couldn't make it work with Big Mama Terre Haute, so I had to move in with her bigger, louder aunt, Aunt Indianapolis, right? I feel like any good, kooky aunt, she's bigger, louder, spits when she talks, smells a bit funny, and between me and you, never learned how to drive, right? I'm looking at you, 465, that's right. No, really, I moved away from Terre Haute. I just got tired of getting rejected by the same 4 girls at the same 4 bars. So I moved to Indianapolis. Now I get rejected by more girls at more bars. Yeah. No, but it's tough out there. I'm a single guy right now. I'm dating. Clap it up. Any single people out in the audience? Yeah. There's a good group of us here. All right. I feel like online dating was a mistake. Does anybody else feel that way? I was on a date last week with a girl. Halfway through the date, she looked at me and she goes, "You know, you'd be cute, but your belly distracts from your face." I looked at her and I said, "That's funny. I thought you were nice, but your boobs distract from your ugly personality." She looked me up and down. She goes, "Your boobs are just distracting." I've never. Ended up buying her drinks all night. You know, it could be love. Who's to say, right? I kind of like a mean girl. Now, I was on another date a month ago before that, and at the end of the night, I walked her to her car. It was very sweet. She goes, "Thank you. I really needed that. I had kind of a rough week." I said, "Oh, what made your week so rough?" She said, "The family threw an intervention for my drinking." I said, "Do you want me to call you an Uber?" She said, "No, sweetie, just blow into this box so I can get home." No, I think for a lot of people, that would be a red flag. For me, it's more of a beige flag. Like, as long as you're not smoking crack while simultaneously shooting a Roman candle into your baby's crib, I'm probably going to send you a good morning text. Yeah. "Good morning, sweetie. Please text me back. I've never seen somebody drink on so many pills before." No, but I have been to quite a few interventions in my time. I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. I've noticed there's kind of this phenomenon when you go to an intervention where there's always like one person that's like, "Guys, this is really nice having us all together like this. I think after this, we should all go out for a drink." "Not with him, not with him." And everybody's like, "Shut the fuck up, Aunt Brenda, you're next." No, but I've been to so many interventions that I kind of bring an energy with me to it. It's kind of like when you take your girlfriend to a wedding and she thinks she's next. You know what I mean by that? Like, I'll be like, "Are you hearing this therapist right now? They are so good. I should ask for a business card. I'm going to ask for a business card." Or, "Oh my God, they catered KFC. I love that for them. I'm more of a Jimmy John's guy from my rock bottom." Write that down. Write that down. No, but I really think the trick to staying out of interventions is just filling your life with hobbies. Just no matter how useless they are, just really diving into different hobbies. I get into YouTube rabbit holes. That's what I like to do. So you pick like one subject and you watch as many videos as you possibly can on it. And recently, the one that sticks out to me is Coco, the sign language gorilla. Are you guys familiar with Coco? Oh yeah, we got some Coco fans out there. So I love just watching the Coco the gorilla videos. And for those of you that don't know, in the 90s, there was an experiment to teach gorillas sign language. And I think the idea behind this was to have gorillas communicate with humans and then eventually work alongside humans and drive cars and pay mortgages. But really, I think it was just about making gorillas as sad as humans. Yeah. But because Coco was a special gorilla, she had trouble finding a mate. So the scientists enlisted the help of surrounding zoos to find her a mate. So they all sent in pictures of possible suitors to her. And they would put them on a television. And Coco would either give them like a or a or as we know today, swiping left or right. It was basically pre-Tinder, gorilla Tinder. But I would argue a lot of my Tinder is gorilla Tinder. But so, anyways, Coco's swiping along, and then she comes to what we know as a match. And it's this dumbass gorilla named Ntunde. And really, I want to preference that. My only criteria for a gorilla's intelligence is, do they know sign language? Like, you could be like, Wes, let's go to the zoo and check out the gorillas. Do they know sign language? No, dumbasses. So anyways, she gets to this dumbass gorilla Ntunde, doesn't even know sign language, right, guys? And she just starts salivating for Ntunde. She's just like going nuts. And she starts signing to the scientist, and she's like, Coco, love Ntunde. Coco, want Ntunde. Coco, moist, moist, moist. And all the scientists are like, okay, Coco, that's enough TV time for today. No, but the sad thing of it is that they flew Ntunde out, dumbass gorilla, right? Right, guys? Doesn't even know sign language. And Ntunde was terrified of Coco. They never ended up breeding. There's no super smart gorillas, just a sad story. Coco died without a mate. Really got me thinking about my own life, Really got me thinking about my looks and am I scaring away the gorillas I want to have sex with? So I have been working on my looks here lately, trying to looks match, trying to get a little more handsome, trying to get some more bees to this honey. Somehow I'm the honey in that metaphor. And so the first thing I did, I got LASIK eye surgery to get rid of my glasses. Yeah. If I've learned anything about getting rid of my glasses from 90s teen movies, it's that I am now the prettiest girl in my graduating high school class. Thank you, thank you. Not gonna lie to you guys, I grew up in Terre Haute, like I said before. Bar was set pretty low. The crown was there for the taking. I was the prettiest girl in my graduating high school class. Yeah. Like, we've all been to Walmart, we've looked around, we know what's out there. Terre Haute, right? So you've heard the saying, she got hit with the ugly stick. Terre Haute's where they harvest the wood for the stick. Yeah, true story. Some of you aren't laughing right now. And I assume that's because you're like, yes, I'm familiar with the ugly stick facility plant. My grandfather worked there during the war effort. Uncle till the accident. No, but I have been working on my looks, trying to get a little more handsome, being a single guy, getting out there. So aside from LASIK eye surgery, I started shaving my head. I grew a goatee, trying to look more handsome, trying to look more manly. I look like a sea captain who can't afford a boat. The sea is a harsh mistress, and payday loans are a scam. Thank you. Take it in. Thank you. See, profile. I look like if Fester Adams got really into the Joe Rogan podcast. I look like if I wore a gold hoop earring, I could be Mr. Clean's intellectually disabled half-brother. Mr. Stain. Mom says we both have important jobs. Guys, I'm your host, Wes Boggs. Thank you for coming out tonight. We've got a fantastic show for you. This is legitimately some of my favorite comedians from around Indiana. We're going to have a ton of fun tonight. Like I said, get a drink. It's Friday. Cut loose. Our next comedian up to the stage is from Indianapolis. Everybody give a round of applause for Cole Peterson.
Appreciate it. Hey, keep it over west, everyone. How about that? Hell yes. Good Lord, you guys packed this place the fuck out, huh? Holy shit. This is one of the hottest, horniest crowds I've ever seen in my life. Good Lord. Hey, who's fucking tonight? Come on. It's the month of love, everybody. This guy's wearing sleeveless denim over here, okay? He's getting laid tonight. It is. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I saw like 17 pro-life billboards. Y'all are fucking down here, okay? I know that for a fact. They don't fuck like that in Indy, dude. That's where I'm from. It's terrible. It's real weird, okay? That's why I like getting out of here, getting out of Indy to do shows like all around Indiana. People are way nicer when you get out of the city, okay? I get insulted like 5 times a day in the city. It's terrible. The other day I was walked outside of my apartment and some guy just said, I look like somebody who eats a lot of stuff off the floor. I was like, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, dude. Am I resourceful? What the fuck are you talking about? Huh? It even happens like at my work, okay? I work at the Helium Comedy Club down there. I run the door. First week I started working there, one of the waitresses comes up to me and she goes, Cole, I don't know if you know this, but you look Amish. But hey, not in like a bad way, you know? I was like, I wasn't thinking of it in a bad way until you just fucking said something about it. What was that? What kind of compliment is that, you know? That'd be like me walking up to you, man, and be like, those boots are great for you. I'm just a dick, you know? That's not fun. Here's one of the worst cases that I've been insulted in the city, okay? I was going to a bar, just late night with a couple buddies. Before I could even pull out my ID, the bartender just goes, darling, you don't got to do that. I don't know how old you are. You just look like you've been through a lot. It's like, all right, lady, what's your problem, you know? Good God. I got other problems too, folks, all right? I mean, I've been gaining a lot of weight recently. Where are my fatties at, huh? Don't make me point you out, okay? I can see you guys too, all right? The lights are bright in here, all right, Terre Haute? Come on now. Good Lord. No, dude, I've been gaining weight like crazy. I knew I was gaining weight because I've started to, like, snore when I'm awake now too, for some reason. I breathe like a pug in heat. It's not fun. I got to get it checked out. Oh, man. I see some people that are like, I put my CPAP on last night for this. This is a CPAP crowd down here. That's what I do. I need one. I would like clean my house wearing that shit. I don't know, just full fighter pilot. Just be fun as hell. No, dude, I've done this thing. I've been gaining weight. I've started to like act more like a fat guy, I think. Like I tend to act my weight. The fatter I get, the fatter I act. All right. I've been doing this one fat guy thing where I've been taking women out on dates just to have a better excuse for ordering appetizers. You know what I mean? That's not nice, dude. Most guys use women for, like, sex. I've been using them for, like, Southwest chicken egg rolls and shit, you know? That ain't nice. It's brutal. Here's the thing. Quick question for the crowd. Has anybody ever been out to eat by themselves and ordered an appetizer? One? Okay. The rest of you are not fat and sad enough? Okay, you'll catch up. Fine. Don't worry about it. I eat by myself a lot. It's not like the happiest thing in the world, but I'm not like jumping around about it, you know? My biggest problem with eating by myself is like how excited the waiter or the waitress gets for me when I start to order a lot of food. They're always like, ooh, somebody's hungry, you know? Fuck you, man. Why are you a male waiter right now in my business? I don't like that. All right, you know, that was new. No, man, I got bad experiences at restaurants, guys. I went to a Panera Bread recently. Oh, you love Panera? Yeah, hospital food for 4 times the price. That's the one, yeah. I went there for a light lunch, okay? I ordered a soup, and the waiter, or whatever they have there, they just gave it to me in a bread bowl anyway. He put it on the table. He was like, here you go, fatty. You know you can eat the bowl, too? I thought you'd like that shit, right? Isn't that neat? I ate the bowl, okay? That's neither here nor there. That's an experience you got to do, okay? Here's what they don't tell you about eating a bread bowl, okay? They don't tell you about the overwhelming shame that fills your body when the only thing that's left after you're done with your meal is the fucking table. That's it. That's all that's left. You're sitting there like a bomb went off. You're like, what have I done to myself, dude? Good God. Oh, man, it's tough. Yeah, folks. I've been gaining weight, but I've been losing hair, all right? You guys are like, it's already gone. But no, it's tough. Where are my bald boys at? I can see a couple of shiners around here. One here, one here. There we go. Oh, underneath the hat, sir. There we go. I love it. All right, we are representing tonight, brother. All right. I actually got a haircut, dude. I went I went to a Puerto Rican barber after the Super Bowl. That's how much I liked that fucking halftime show. I did. I went right down there. Nobody spoke a lick of English. And this looks like a more of a turning point halftime show crowd. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, don't shoot me. I'm fine. Good God. No, man, I didn't even understand a word. The barber didn't speak English. She had to get another guy over to, like, explain. He's like, so what do you want? I was like, whatever the fuck he's thinking, dude. I don't care. I walked out of there like knowing how to roll my R's and shit. I was a new man. I was like, I walked out of there looking around my shoulder for ICE agents. You know what I'm saying, brother? Come on. Oh, man. No, dude, losing your hair as a guy is tough. It really is. I think losing your hair as a guy is a lot like watching your parents get divorced. Because, like, you truly believe you can stop it from fucking happening, okay? But at the end of the day, you just got to blame your dad and move the fuck on, pal, all right? That's all you got to do. Man, I wish I would have shaved my head, like, earlier, like this, like, way earlier. Because all my friends were telling me to do it forever. And I know, like, you guys are seeing me for the first time. I looked like Krusty the Clown before this haircut, okay? It was not good. And now I just feel like Jason Statham, but like a dumb Jason Statham. Like... I don't know. It's tough. We'll get off of that, folks. You know. Actually, no. I've been thinking about this. You know, I'm glad bald people are represented in this room, all right? Because I've always thought there should only be a certain amount of bald people at one place at one time. That just feels right to me, I think. Because, like, I know I'm going to be, like, the very first bald guy in my friend group, okay? One bald guy in a friend group, that's too little. You're always going to get picked on, be the butt of the joke, you know. 2 bald guys to a friend group, that's the golden number. You guys can talk to each other, touch heads. It'd be pretty neat, you know? Once you get up to 3 bald guys in a group, that's when it starts getting skewed. You start learning German, getting those weird tattoos. It's no good. That is the turning point USA joke of the night, folks. Okay? Oh, man. Here's the thing. I got all these problems. I'm only 24. Oh, yep, see? All right, I don't even know. You can see the meanness travels down from the south. Oh, man. No, I am. I turn 25 tomorrow, actually. Valentine's Day is my birthday. I'm a little Cupid up here for y'all tonight, huh? You're getting laid. You're getting laid. You're getting laid. Meet me after the show. You are pretty, man. All right. You're the prettiest girl in Wes's high school, I think. I don't know. Oh, man. Holy shit. No, man, I have a hard time. I have a hard time dating, all right? No, I don't think it's... I'm bad with women. I don't think it's because of, like, how I look. All right? I fall in love way too quickly. Does anybody else have that problem? One person? Okay, you know what? Fine. I'm a lover. The rest of you don't believe in it. That's fine. Cool. No, like I said, I was born on Valentine's Day. I'm a romantic, folks. All right? I'm so romantic that even when I watch porn, I'm just like, man, I hope they stay together. You know? What a lovely couple they are, right? If only they could figure out this damn dishwasher problem they got going on. Yeah, perfect couple. Oh, man. You guys are fun, dude. Mostly, hey, when you bring up sex at a comedy show, it can get divisive, okay? But like I said, y'all be fucking down here, so we're going to keep going, all right? Here's the thing. I live in, back in Indianapolis, I feel like I'm surrounded by, like, a lot of sexual energy, all right? That sounds weird because it is, all right? Really, I just live in a house with all middle-aged, like, middle 20-year-old dudes, all right? A lot of testosterone in that house. It's just as gross as you're picturing it, okay? Everything's wet for some reason. I don't fucking know why, you know? It's tough. I do think I have the horniest roommates of all time, though. That sounded like a brag. I'm sorry. That wasn't supposed to be a brag. I know for a fact I have the horniest roommates of all time because one of them actually went to a glory hole for the first time the other day. That's the appropriate reaction to that. Here's the thing. My problem wasn't that he went to a glory hole. Okay, do your thing, brother. All right. My problem was how excited he was to tell me about it. I come home, he's practically bouncing off the walls with excitement. He's like, Cole, dude, I don't even know if it was a guy or a girl behind that wall. But that was the best head I've ever gotten in my life, dude. And guys, I gotta tell you, that is the nicest compliment that I've ever been given, all right? Let me tell you that. I love my roommates. Shit's hard out here, folks. Guys, that is my time. Thank you so much. You guys are in for a great, great show. Let's get Wes back up here.
Give it up for Cole Peterson, everybody. Heck yeah. Bald, fat, loves bread bowls. Cole, we have the same birthday. We might be the same person. Are you guys ready to keep the show rolling? Let me hear you, Terre Haute. Come on. All right, our next comedian is an Indianapolis-based comedian, Jeremy Johnson, everybody.
How's it going, Terre Haute? Has anyone here ever felt like they feel their phone vibrate in their pocket? And then they remember no one's tried to contact them since they developed leg tremors? Is that just me? Do you guys know what Heelys? Do you guys remember Heelys? Those shoes? I remember when I was a kid, I wanted them so bad. I thought it was going to be so cool. And then I finally got them, and my mom made me wear a helmet the entire time. Which, I'm not going to lie, kind of give off a different vibe than I was going for. Because no one could see the skates in my shoes. So I would just catch these confused glares in public, and I'd be like, no, there's wheels in my shoes. And people would just be like, sure, they're our champ. I believe in you. Go get him, Tiger. I'm doing all right now. I've recently decided I'm done dating people I work with. Not because I don't believe in office romance. I'm just really tired of dating people with shitty jobs. It is rough. I did the online dating thing for a while because that's how long you do it when you're considered undesirable, I guess. But I was on there, so I went on a date with, I was still using the skinny pictures of me because I used to be skinny and hot. I was dying, but I was hot, And I still had those pictures up, and I'd gained a bit of weight. And I remember I went on the date, and the lady was like, not gonna lie, a little fatter than I was expecting. And I was like, yeah, well, you lied too, lady. You said you were mom to two of the most beautiful kids, and I've seen them. They're fives at best, all right? What are we doing here? I didn't say that, but I wouldn't have been wrong, all right? I also got asked out by someone that identifies as polyamorous. And I was like, yeah, I'm not falling for another one of those timeshare scams, you know what I mean? That's what bankrupted my grandparents. I don't know. I had a really awkward childhood. I blame a lot of it on I was sent to Catholic school, which is a very weird concept to me. I feel like someone was like, hey, man, do you know how we get kids to hate school even more? Someone was like, I don't know. Why don't we try getting the church involved or some shit? Because when I was 16, a girl in my class got pregnant, which wasn't great. She wasn't ready, But she decided she was going to keep the baby for religious reasons. But then the school decided to get rid of her also for religious reasons. I'm not going to lie, it feels like a very mixed message to send to a young woman. It's kind of like, hey, if you have a baby, you better keep it. The fuck away from us. Get that shit out of here, dog. What are you doing? It's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, it was crazy. Just for high school, because I got in trouble. But let's not talk about that. Probably why I got in trouble was raised by a single mother. Because, legally we weren't allowed the luxury of double mothers like the kids today. So that's why I did try to establish a relationship with my dad as an adult. He had a health scare recently, and I went to go visit him in the hospital. And I remember I walked in, and he was like, Johnny? I was like, no, it's Jeremy. And he was like, oh, my mistake. And I was like, yeah, that's me. Got it on his second try, not bad. And now in a weird turn of events, I've inherited all his dick pics. He didn't die or anything, just my cell phone broke. He gave me his old cell phone to use. Didn't delete the dick pics, so they're mine now. And not gonna lie, it's really weird because they're the only pictures I have of him, so. Really hope he doesn't one day just go missing without his dick, I guess. I don't know what to do. You can't put that on a milk carton or whatever. I do think it would be funny if they're still the only pictures that I have of him when he does die. Because at the funeral, you got to put that big picture of him up on the easel. It's like, well, we could try taking one of them freshly dead, I guess. Or if you got an open mind, check this out. I got a lot of dick pics to choose from. There's a lot you can do with it now. There's filters. You can make it look like a dog or something. That's fun, Either way, it's going to be a pretty stiff pic. You guys get the idea. It's cool. Be a good time. I was speaking about Catholic school. I don't think school in general, I don't know if they're doing a good job taking care of these kids. Because I visited a school recently. Don't ask me why, but I went in and just one person approached me, and they were just like, hey, you don't live in the woods, do you? I was like, no. And they were like, all right, go ahead. I was like, what was that? I found out that there was someone living in the woods outside the school, and apparently they thought that guy was me, and their only form of security was, you know what? I'll ask him. I'll just ask him, see what he says. Because I guess lying's not a trait you pick up when all you talk to is squirrels and rocks and shit, so that's cool. I do think, I have this idea, I don't know if it would work, but I think it would at least help get the test scores up maybe. I think we should teach conspiracy theories in school. Because, like, you have to know stuff to know conspiracy theories. At least all my friends that are into conspiracy theories, they're always hitting me up with messages like, hey, Jeremy, have you ever thought about it? George Bush was the 43rd president. 4 + 3 is 7. The seventh period on the seventh element on the periodic table is nitrogen. Trojan, the Trojan horse, the army men hid inside it, came out, inside job, 9/11. What? How did you just nail math, science, and history and still sound like a dumbass? What is going on? It's crazy. I don't know. I'm a big fat guy. I don't know why Cole was talking about being fat, because I'm fucking, look at me. It sucks. No, it's fine. I like it, but people want me to get in shape. I don't know. I have a fat friend. He died. I'm trying to wait to see how he died first before I decide if I'm in shape or not. But that's sad. You laughed at that? No, I'm just joking. It's cool. He would have loved that joke. I'll tell you, I thought about going and getting tested for diabetes, huh? But then I got cold feet, so that's stupid. Don't laugh at that. Don't clap at that, you fucking psycho. You guys are fun. I do have a friend. He's a vegetarian. He's always saying weird cryptic stuff to me. He's like, hey, Jeremy, how does it feel to take a life for just one meal? I'm like, what? Why are you rhyming? What is this? But if I'm being honest, I think the animals aren't also killing me too, I think it's just going to take more of them because I'm a man, I think. But I was thinking about it. I was like, why don't we word it like that, Why not instead of like, oh, Jeremy died of a heart attack, why not, hey, what took out Jeremy? 200 cattle. Wow, was he a strong man? Not around cheeseburgers. But my friend, who's a vegetarian, he's like, no, if you see this documentary where your meat comes from, then you wouldn't want to eat it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could do that with anything, because, like, I love my girlfriend, but if you showed me what she was up to before me, I wouldn't want to eat her either. So that's fine. She's not here. I actually am from Cincy. I've lived in Indiana for like the last couple years, and I moved in with her. It's the worst mistake of my life, but my doctor put me on a second antidepressant, so we're having a good time. It's no, I love it. We did get in a fight, though, because I didn't know what her favorite planet was. And I'm sorry, if you have a favorite planet and it's not Earth, I don't think you're a real human person, okay? It's like, what do you know about Uranus, really, you bitch? I don't call her a bitch. I just do it on stage where she can't hurt me. So it's my safe space. We do have a problem with morning wood in our apartment. Have you heard of this, ladies? Every morning I wake up, I have morning wood, and the first thing I have to do is pee real bad, so I'll usually go and pee in the tub or something. I need a big target. It's hard to pee in the toilet with a big old boner, so I was in there the other day, and I was taking my morning tub piss, and she woke up, came in, thought I was sleepwalking or something, and forgot how toilets work. And I had to be like, no, you don't understand. I was hard until you got here. But no, it's a good time. We're having a good time. I have experienced something in Indianapolis I had never experienced anywhere, is that sometimes when my neighbors want to celebrate, they'll shoot their guns in the air. And I'm just like, oh, cool. They're dangerous when they're happy, too. This is awesome. But I don't know. I'm kind of by myself because, like, I don't know anybody here outside of, like, comedy. And so, like, one time I went to a bar, and people come up and say stuff to me, and I don't like that. But when I'm by myself, I was sitting by myself at a bar, and a younger guy just kind of approached me, and he was like, hey, man, you want to see something cool? I was like, oh, no, is this guy going to show me his dick? And he's like, check it out. And he starts reaching for his pants. I'm like, oh, God, he's going to show me his dick. But no, he pulls his pants leg up, and he's like, check it out. I got a metal bone. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, you got a metal bone leg there. That's cool. And he's like, yeah, you want to know the hardest thing about having a metal bone in your leg? I'm like, I don't know. What is it? He's like, jerking off. What? Yeah, that was going to be my second guess probably if I tried, but... and then he just starts going this thing. He's like, well, I don't know how other people like to jerk off, but I like to do it standing up in front of the mirror. And I'm like, what is happening right now? He's telling me all this. It's very uncomfortable. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, oh, if you're standing up, I figure it'd be hard to catch it or whatever, the cum. You guys know how jerking off works. And he's like, no, I got that all figured out. And he starts going in this whole detailed plan about how he cleans up and catches his cum. And then as he's doing this, an older lady walks out, hears him, and goes, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, sorry, Mom. This guy was just asking me how I jerk off. And I was like, what? No! I'm just sitting here. I was the victim. Is what I should have said, but instead I just went, that's your mom, and I ran away, which that's guilty behavior, I think. But I feel like it's not always my fault that, I'm awkward, but it's not always my fault. I was afraid I might be autistic because I've been called it 7 times. I'm sure of it because I'm really good at counting, and the last one really hurt my feelings, so I went home to my mom about it, but she immediately shut that down. She was like, hey, dude, I know you're not autistic, because don't autistic people usually excel at, a talent or something? And if you remember correctly, you didn't even pass kindergarten. I was like, oh, shit, I did. I forgot about that. Sick mom burn, Thanks for rubbing it in. I failed the first time I tried ever, probably. That's cool. But then I was thinking back on it, and I think kindergarten was a bunch of bullshit, because I remember in kindergarten, there was this kid named Riley who told us all he could lay an egg, and then he shit in his hand. And he got to go to first grade, so what the fuck did I do? That's what I want to know. Hey, guys, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Give it up for Jeremy Johnson, everybody. Yeah. Kindergarten was bullshit. Our next comic, he's a local favorite, fresh off his roast battle win, Patrick Eaton.
Hey, give it up for Wes, everybody, huh? He's doing a good job. I know what you're thinking. Another white guy? I know. I can't believe it. It's nuts. It's crazy. How are you guys doing? You doing good? Having a good time? I'm doing all right. I found out I'm going to be a dad recently. I'm going to be a dad. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are excited because I'm fucking horrified. It's really scary. It's not that I don't want to be a dad, I do, but I'm worried about stuff, because I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, and I'm afraid I'm going to pass that on to our daughter, and that's bad. I don't want that to happen, and I feel like that might make me not a good dad, but I also think the fact that I'm a recovering addict is why my wife is going to be a really good mom, because she's already used to living with a fucking baby who bitches all day because he can't have his bottle, so she's going to do great. It's going to be okay, I think. When I found out I'm going to be a dad, I know that I have to, get my shit together. One thing for sure, I got to quit smoking cigarettes. Those are bad. You shouldn't do that. But, my wife tries to get me to quit, but she tells me stuff that, to me, doesn't really make sense. She was like, you really need to quit smoking because it really enhances the aging process. It's yeah, that'd be really bad for me. I'm 32, and I still look like DJ from Roseanne. So I feel like... Also, I'm not saying this crowd is old, but I knew you'd get the reference. You know what I mean? This is a Roseanne crowd. I knew it. That's Terre Haute for you, though. I love it. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm glad that we're having a kid because, we've been married for a couple years now. And when people find out you're married, they just start talking to you about their kids. Which is fine. I don't mind hearing about people's kids, but for the longest time, I couldn't really relate because me and my wife, we didn't have a kid because we're poor. We just had a cat. We were just doing that. And like for the longest time to try and relate with people who had kids, I would just talk about the cat. That's what I was doing for a while, you know? Be like, oh, your 4-year-old, he's running around now? Yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Our little guy was doing that after like a week, but still, pretty neat, pretty neat. Never gotten a clap for that before. That was new. I don't know if he likes kids or cats. I don't know what's up with that. Thank you, sir. But yeah, I was just doing that. I was just talking about the cat to people, you know. I'd be like, yeah, our little guy at home, he just turned 5. Our little guy just turned 5. And that is a big deal for us because we have never had one last that long before. We never have. You know how kids are, you know, they run away or get hit by a car and die, you know? It's like, and you got to bury them in the backyard. Parenthood is crazy, you know? Come on, this is Terre Haute. None of you have done that? Come on, come on. That guy back there did it, for sure. But yeah, I was doing that for a minute, you know. But like, I don't like being poor. Like, I'm not as poor as I used to be, but I'm still pretty poor. Like, that wasn't the funny part yet, sir. That guy's just like, fuck him. And I get it, but like, god damn. That guy's mean. But no, I'm so poor now that like, I'm at the point where I'm just honest with bill collectors. Have you guys ever tried that? It's actually kind of fun. Like, I got a call about my student loans the other day, and the woman on the phone, she had my account all pulled up so she could, like, see all my payment history, and she was like, you've never made a payment on your student loans ever. And I was like, yeah, and I'm not gonna. Like, what are you gonna do about it, you know? And she was like, well, that's pretty pathetic, don't you think? It's like, okay, really, though, who's more pathetic? Me not paying back the student loans, or the bitch who called me hung up on some shit I did 10 years ago? Am I right, guys? Huh? It's like, honey, give up the fantasy. It's not going to happen. You know, it's crazy, crazy stuff, man. I'm so broke. Like I hit a deer with my car like a year ago, and instead of getting it fixed, I just drive a shitty car now. I've been doing that, and like it's not good. Like my car like makes all this screeching and rattling and stuff whenever I come up to a stop. Like it's so bad now that my car makes so much bad noise when I come up to a stoplight that the homeless people asking for money avoid eye contact with me. Like, that's how bad it is. It's not good, you know, it's a shitty situation. And like, I don't even want to go get my car fixed because I don't know anything about cars. And when you go to a mechanic, you have to act like you do because you're afraid that they're going to rip you off, you know. So I try to act like I know stuff about cars, but it's not very convincing. Like, it reminds me of when I was 14 and I would tell kids I know everything about sex when it was really clear that I hadn't had sex yet, you know? I was like, no, dude, I'm not a virgin. Like, one time I made a girl cum so hard, my cum came out of her boobs, dude. Like, it happened. They weren't buying it, you know? It's not good. It's not good. I do need to get a new car, and I've been looking around a little bit, you know? I've been looking around. A friend of mine actually was selling his Jeep, and I'm not sure I want to be a Jeep person. Hear me out on this, because this is, okay, look, in Terre Haute, there's a lot of Jeeps, and I know that, but I promise I don't dislike everybody that owns a Jeep. I don't. But people who make their Jeep their entire personality, like, it's a lot, you know? Like, have you seen at 12 Points now, there's a mural that says Jeep Junkies? Have you seen that? Don't you think that's a little unfair to the regular junkies who are already there? They're kind of taking over the turf. I don't know. Again, now, same guy clapping. I don't know what... He loves heroin and cats or something. I don't know what his deal is. He's probably a nice guy. I appreciate him coming here. What were we talking? Oh yeah, Jeeps. I almost forgot. But anyway, like I don't want to be one of those guys. You know, the people that make their Jeep their whole personality. I don't like that. Like one of my neighbors does that, right? Like he's got a Jeep, and on the back of it, it says, "It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand." What is it, geometry? Like, what the fuck is so hard to understand about it, you know? It's just weird. Like, other car owners don't do that, you know? Like, you're never going to see, like, it's a Subaru Outback thing. My wife left and took the kids. You understand, you know? Or like, it's a PT Cruiser thing. It's depressing, and we won't get into it. You know, like, You don't see that. We live. This is a bit of local humor, I guess. We live on the avenues. Anybody else? Some of you do. Just raise your hand. Come on. Some of you, I recognize some of you. Like, come on. I'm not gonna point you out. Like, this is like AA. I'm not gonna talk about it, but come on. Like, be real with yourself. But no, I do. I live on the avenues, because as I mentioned earlier, me and my wife are very poor. So we live on the avenues. Not the funny part, but thank you. This whole time, it's just like, let's laugh at the poor guy. That's really what's going on. I'm fine with it. I get it. I keep talking to you guys. Oh, yeah, so we live on the avenues. And when we got our house, like, my wife loves, like, paranormal shows and stuff. So she was, like, kind of worried that our house might be haunted. And I had to explain to her, like, ghosts don't haunt shitty neighborhoods. Like, that just doesn't even happen, you know? Because, like, if you're in a house, right, and you think it might be haunted because you're hearing stuff, it's going to be kind of hard to tell what's a ghost and what's just regular shit that happens in that neighborhood, you know? Like, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night like, oh, my God, I hear banging on the windows. It must be a ghost. Like, no, that's just the neighbor. He does that, you know? Like, that's just where we live. You're going to get up in the morning like, oh, my God, all of our furniture's kicked around. It must have been a poltergeist. Like, no, we got broken into last night, actually. That's what happened. Or like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard somebody crying. Like, that one was me. I was crying. It's I don't know how we're supposed to afford to feed a child. I'm not in therapy. That was just me getting too real for a second, I think. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Like, I don't. Okay. I'm not doing all right then. Fine. Damn. I'm doing better than I was. I don't. What the fuck? What do you do? All right. You know what? Okay. I got the light, but I'm going to end on this because this is, and actually this is how much worse my life is. You're going to find out. Same guy. I swear to God. I don't think he does. That's the weirdness. No, actually, I think he lives on the avenues with me, so it's fine. He's just projecting. No, I have dentures. I know, not the funny part yet, but yes, I do. You got them too? All right. You're like 70, though. Like, I'm 32. It's not the same. Like, I'm not... All right. I should probably leave or she's going to beat me up later, I think. But I'm sorry, ma'am. It's hard. I don't have good eyes. You're probably like 20. I don't know. Okay. What was I? Oh, yeah, so I have dentures. I know. It's hysterical because I drank so much my teeth fell out. I know. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, so I have dentures, and I just got them refitted last summer. All right, come on. You can... All right, Miss Fancy Pants with her natural teeth. I get it. You can eat a jawbreaker and not worry about it. That's fine. It's all good. You can chew bubble gum. I can't, but whatever. So I just got my dentures refitted last year. I did. That part is true. And when I got them put in, it was last summer, and I was very self-conscious about it. And when I got them, I put them in, and I went to the grocery store. And I wasn't sure how they looked or how I sounded talking in them yet, so I was very self-conscious. And someone who was working at the grocery store, who was so nice, he looked at me and he said, "Hey, man, you have a great Juneteenth." But I thought he said, "Hey, man, great new teeth." So I said, "Hey, that's really nice of you to say, but you don't have to say that. It's all fake." And, like, I should have known something was wrong when a dude in a MAGA hat saluted me on my way out the door. It was that guy right there. Anyway, all right, that's my time. I'm going to hand it back over to Wes. Give it up for Wes, your host, wonderful man. There you go.
Clap it up for Patrick Eaton, everybody. What did you guys do to him? I tell you. Not cool. No. Hey, are you ready for our next comic? Let me hear you, Terre Haute. Come on. Still time to grab a delicious beverage. Our next comic is an Indianapolis-based comic, Duncan Kissinger.
Hey, keep it going for Wes and Patrick, everybody you've seen so far. It's funny, I was standing back there, the guy that kept cheering when Patrick said how poor he was. He's wearing like 3 shirts and all of the tags are sticking out. And I could have told him, but instead I wrote it down to mention as soon as I got up here, because you don't fuck with my boy like that. No. As Wes mentioned, my name's Duncan Kissinger. That's Duncan like the yo-yo, Kissinger like the war criminal. You'd think being named after a yo-yo, I'd be a little better at walking the dog, but it's a real who's walking who thing, right? She just dragging me around like she smells a kid stuck in the creek. I don't know. I love my dog, but she's no good at risk assessment. Anybody got a dog here good with risk assessment? No, those are the expensive ones. Those are the dogs you buy. Mine just walked up and I was like, oh, you're cute, you can stay. You know. My mom calls me a dog dad. I don't really love that, you know. I always got to tell her, no, you don't get to be a grandma. You know, there's a real good chance you're one of the main reasons this is a dog and not a person. But gang, I can't keep a therapist long enough to find that out, you know. Got any therapy fans here tonight? Yeah, some. Sounds like mostly ladies. It's always ladies. Guys, ladies will tell you to go to therapy, but they won't mention the cheap therapy. And I know why. It's because what happens when you go to the cheap therapy is you get your patient records compromised in a cyber attack. How's that for trust issues, right? No. It's not all bad, though. My sister started having sons, so my mom's off my back about the grandma thing. But the thing is, my mom will send me videos of my nephew's development that my sister will send to her because she thinks me and my sister don't talk. But the thing is, my sister and I have iPhones and my mom doesn't. So when I get them forwarded, they're all small and grainy and pixelated with a text that just says, look, they're learning how to walk, you know? I'm just like, are you sure? This looks just like the video of Saddam Hussein getting hanged that I watched on the family computer. But yeah, they're walking, Shelly. What the fuck, dude? She's like, look, they went to the playground yesterday. I'm like, lady, that's an ISIS training video. I've seen that one too. It's nuts. I give my mom a hard time, but I feel like I kind of am the way I am because of how she raised me. So I kind of, you know, just playful jabs back at her. Like, I was hanging out with her recently, and she reminded me of a story that when she was still breastfeeding me, she accidentally drank bleach. Yeah. And I don't know a lot about breastfeeding, but I feel like I know enough to know that if that's the case, I should probably show myself a little more grace, right? Because if that didn't happen, you know, I'm not doing great. But if that did happen, then I'm doing my best, right? So, like, y'all remember, like, in the past couple of years, it's been going around on Facebook, like, all the different levels of imagination that people, like, some people can, when you think of an apple, can, like, visualize it and, like, spin it around in full color. And it's like, I couldn't describe anyone's face who's been on stage tonight to you. And I just found that out recently. I don't know. I haven't been going to the cheap therapy recently, so I thought I'd mention that here and ruin all the goodwill I built up with you laughing at me. Let's get back into it. What do you say, gang? I'm a grown-up now. I've been taking my health into my own hands. One thing I've been doing, I've been trying not to use Q-tips to clean my ears anymore. Anybody here use those to clean your ears? They hate it when we do that, but boy, does it feel good, right, gang? Feels so good. I brought this up one time. Guy was like, smells good too. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I know y'all are eating pizza, but I thought this guy was crazy, and I went home and smelled a Q-tip been in my ear. I was like, this guy's onto something, right? So I'm glad to say I'm selling merch. I started making candles like Shrek. So see me after. So. No, I'm trying not to use Q-tips as much anymore because I saw in the box they're made in China. And I got real worried about all the Chinese nanotechnology I've been implanting in my ears. I'm real convinced that's where all my bad ideas have been coming from. You know, just staring at myself in the bathroom mirror, just like, re-download DoorDash. Fuck, I'm so weak. Man, it's tough. I've been snacking better. I've been eating pistachios. Y'all seen these? Cool as hell. You can roast them, salt them, shell on, shell off. What the hell, right? I was reading the bag of pistachios. I found out they're a good source of copper. Yeah, I thought that was interesting because I don't really see people trying to scrap pistachios, you know. So I ran the numbers, found out why. You need a lot of pistachios to get anything for them. So turns out a good source of copper is different for fast cash and nutrition. So sounds like this side of the room already knew that because I don't see anybody writing anything down. I am many things, but I am not someone who wants to die at work. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. It's one of my biggest fears, dying on the clock. Nobody? Okay. I've been trying to unpack this feeling, like why is it like when it thunderstorms when I'm at work, I just stare out the window and have a panic attack. And I think I figured out why. It's because when we were in 4th grade, they made us listen to the song The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Don't know this one? Gordon Lightfoot wrote a song about one of the greatest Great Lakes maritime disasters. And it was a really compelling song to learn, you know, for the prose of it, but it's kind of traumatic. 29 men were on the clock on this boat and went down in Lake Superior, and at this point I'm realizing not enough people know about this to continue the joke. I will, because on the hour drive back to Indy, I'm going to be like, I should have finished that joke. You know what I mean? But I know none of you are going to like it because you don't know the source material, and that's on me. Maybe next time I should bring printouts of the lyrics to the Wreck of the Edmund. Okay, so this makes sense now when I'm looking back because I worked at Whole Foods for a couple years, and there was a tornado warning when I was working at the Whole Foods. And I was just pacing back and forth, mumbling about the gales of November. Yeah, they came early. It was the middle of April, right, gang? Yeah. The hard part about having a weather-induced panic attack at work is there are people still there trying to shop, you know? So I'm just pacing back and forth, mumbling to myself, and this guy's like, can you tell me about this New Zealand cheddar? And I just had to say, I'm sorry, bud, it's too rough to feed you. Okay. Yep, not doing that one anymore. It's too long for virtually no payoff. Okay. I'm a grown man getting into basketball cards recently. That's been interesting. But I like basketball cards. They're shiny. They got hot guys on them. They're a lot of fun. Thing is, I got into tarot cards before I got into basketball cards. So I'm just laying them all out on the kitchen table doing spells and shit. Like, you guys remember that Pacers playoff run last year? You're welcome. Everybody thought it was Siakam with his eyes rolling back in his head. How do you think he was doing that? I was in my basement apartment and fucking shuffling the deck. No, but unfortunately, I think that Achilles injury might have also been me too. Game 7 was the first time I tried to do any black magic. But I guess it's all kind of black magic because I don't really have a TJ McConnell card. Okay. I saw a toad recently. Y'all got those out here? They're like kind of like frogs, but a little different, you know. I can't quite put my finger on it. They're too quick, you know. But But I saw this toad. It was outside my apartment, and I'm the kind of person that immediately I pulled my phone out. I was like, what is the symbolism of seeing a toad, right? And it turns out in Chinese culture, it's bad luck. It's a bad omen to see a toad. And I was just like, thank God I'm not Chinese, right? That would have been a goddamn day ruiner. But unfortunately, the next day, I had to put my cat down, which was the hardest thing I ever had to do. But the whole time, I was just distracted. I was just like, maybe I am Chinese. I shouldn't have been playing on my phone. Dude, that toad was trying to tell me something. I like watching TV. I've been rewatching one of my favorite TV shows recently, which is the show House. Some of us know this. Do enough people know this to move on with the... You know, fuck it. I don't even like that joke that much. Y'all dig this one. I met this person recently. They told me they're non-ethically monogamous. Yeah, non-ethically monogamous. I was like, all right, what's that? Yeah. They're like, I got a lady tied up in my basement. I was like, whoa. Folks, there's nothing ethical about that. And I'm open-minded. Swear to God. But let her go, right? Okay. Some crowds will say it along with me. I guess we're more of a locker up crowd. Is that what I'm getting? All right, real quick, let's wrap this up with rare coin material. Y'all know money, right? Money's cool. I was going through my change jar trying to find anything worth more than it said it was, and I thought I found it. It was kind of bronze, size of a nickel, had 4 holes in the center. I was like, this has got to be European. But then I look a little bit closer, and the text just says American Eagle. Yep, I was looking at a pants button. Those aren't worth shit. I bet most of us have one on us right now. But I kept looking, and I'm glad I did. I persevered, and I found a very rare coin. Very rare. It's what's known as a Kennedy quarter. And it's hard to tell if you're just looking at it, but if you spin it on the table, the head goes back and to the left. Okay. Hey, I appreciate your time. What do you say we get Wes back up here?
Give it up for Duncan Kissinger, everybody. I just traded all my Bitcoin in for pants buttons, so we'll see how that works out. Our next comic is a local favorite also, Mr. Will Rich.
All right, keep it going for Wes. Yeah, he's up here killing it. And Duncan, all the other comics you've seen tonight. All right. So I was seeing a girl. I dated her for probably about 2 years. One of her favorite. I know it's not really funny, but got a girlfriend. It's real funny. Yeah, she really liked to fuck with me. I remember one of her favorite questions that she would ask me is, "What came first, the chicken or the egg?" And then before I could respond, every time she'd be like, "It was actually you last night." So, all right. See how it is. Yeah, I think she just had a problem with me getting off. And I say that because she would get really upset anytime I would go watch porn. Yeah, she said that it created unrealistic expectations for sex. But then she would go and read Smashing Bigfoot. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a weird book. I just feel like if you wanted to know what it was like to sleep with Bigfoot, you could just ask Shaq's wife, right? Just saying. I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, man, she'd really read this book like she was studying for an orgasm. Yeah, I guess she needed character development to get off. Which, in hindsight, probably why we're not together anymore. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do kind of sympathize with other guys whose girlfriend has read this book because maybe that person's girlfriend wants to fuck Bigfoot. And maybe she wants you to wear a Bigfoot mask. Do you know how ridiculous it is to stand there with a Bigfoot mask on, little bald human dick out? Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Moving on. We broke up. Oh my God. Yeah, so after we broke up, I was talking to one of my friends because I really wanted to like get back out there, you know? And she's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't, like, maybe just date yourself for a while. Like, I fucking hate that advice so much because it's really just a nice way of saying that you're a dumpster fire at the moment, you know? But yeah, it was a lot of fun being single. I learned a bunch of new terms. One of those was gaslighting. Yeah. I thought that was just a really highbrow way of saying that you light your farts on fire. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. It was kind of nice. Like, I did meet somebody. That was cool. And we're in that stage right now where, like, everything you do reminds you of that person, right? So, like, I was in the bathroom the other day, and I went to go wash my hands, and there was, like, this automated paper towel dispenser. And, like, I can never get these fucking things to work right, you know? Like, I'll walk up, give it the wave, nothing. But if I would, like, walk up and just give it, like, a little tickle, dude, it spits out every time. I promise, please go try that later. Let me know. Anyway, I'm, like, fucking around with that, and then I realized there's, like, 3 or 4 guys behind me, and I was like, oh, this is actually a lot more like my ex. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I like the new girl, but she's got a cat, which is not like a deal breaker, but I'm not a fan of cat people, you know? Because they excuse like the shittiest behavior. And I say that because I had a roommate who had a cat, and this thing attacked 8 of my friends, right? This cat had a body count like Hillary Clinton. It's fucking nuts, man. I finally had enough. I was like, listen, man, we got to do something about this cat. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's just got a little attitude. It's like, that's just horse shit, all right? That excuse would never fly for a human, right? Like, if I went and I, like, murdered and ate somebody, I couldn't be like, oh, sorry, I was a little hangry, you know? Like that Bin Laden guy knocked some shit over. You guys saw what we did to him. All right, we'll throw that one away. It's fine. Yeah. I recently read an article that said that AI makes you stupid. And I feel like that gives AI like a little too much credit, you know? So we had truck nuts before we had AI, right? We had Keeping Up with Kardashians before we had AI. And like Kim Kardashian looks so fake, she could be AI generated, you know? But like the prime example, when I was younger, I needed help with my homework, right? It was before AI. I had to go and find an adult and hope that they had their shit together, right? So I remember asking, like I could hop on ChatGPT right now and I could ask it, what's the powerhouse of the cell? Immediately it's gonna answer back, mitochondria, right? Wasn't around when I was younger. I had to go find an adult. I asked my grandpa because he just happened to be there. Granddad, what's the powerhouse of the cell? Immediately he answers back, the Aryan Brotherhood. Prime example. All right. So when I was younger, I didn't really know the difference between pedophile and pediatrician. Might have just been my pediatrician. I should have known something was up when he asked me to give him a prostate exam, though. It's like, I don't think a 7-year-old should be doing this. He's like, no, it's fine. You have the perfect sized hands. And then he adds on, yeah, the big ones hurt. What the fuck, man? Yeah, that was a weird place. They did have the best stickers in town. The suckers were kind of weird. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about my high school experience recently. My high school was weird, and like Harry Potter had just come out, like when I got to school too, and like I related to Harry, you know, like young guy, new place. All the teachers kept trying to like fuck over the students. We had a weird groundskeeper that kept trying to lure the kids in with exotic pets. Still not sure what that was about. But yeah, my high school was a lot like Harry Potter. If you replaced all the dark arts teachers with pedophiles, you would have thought I went to high school on an island, I swear to God. Yeah, I remember the guy that there was like a bunch of rumors about. He had, oh God, this guy was a freak. He had this sticker on the back of his car that said, "Shoot your local pedophile." And he was just trying to get rid of the competition. You know? Yeah. I will say, like a little backstory on this guy, he wrote a book about a Midwestern English teacher that had an affair with a student. I'm not a detective, right? I feel like if it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, probably a child molester. Just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, that's been my time, guys. Thank you. Let's get Wes back up here.
Give it up for Will Rich, everybody. Yeah. Our next comic coming to the stage is a producer of a show called A Show Worth Watching. He recently starred in a string of Java House commercials that are aired all over Bob and Tom, the ESPN. Our next comic, Zach Zuba.
Grazie, sir. Woo. Yeah, duh, Zuba. It's 5 letters long. It's easy to spell. It's impossible to fucking say. It's funny. I've gotten so many job interviews because I'm positive they're like, I don't know what a Dazuba is or where it comes from. Let's call him in. Oh, it's a white guy. Oh, well, isn't that nice? A lot of you may actually know from an app I'm rather famous on, especially here in the Midwest. It's called Uber. It's actually how I got here today. The guy in the car was like, "This is not my stop. This is not my stop. This is not my stop." I was like, "I got somewhere to be, man. It's cool. It's cool." No, it's an interesting gig. I've been laid off 4 times, and I'm not quite 40. Anybody else here been laid off? Yeah? No? Just us in the city? No? How about people over the age of 40 or more? Can I get a cheer for those folks? Yeah, anybody here 40? Yeah, that is a giant middle finger to Patrick Eaton, your previous comic, because he beat me in a roast battle via a phone call last night. And his last joke was, Zach is almost 40. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. I'm almost 40. Yeah. Do you see Patrick Eaton? He's not 40. There's a little gap generation in between X and millennial. They don't have a good term for it. I heard somebody call it the Simpsons generation because my whole life, death, taxes, new season of Simpsons come September. Okay? Right? Guaranteed thing. And for a long time, people were like, that's not really a real group. You're one of the other two. And then as we got older, I realized that how many people here are under the age of 40? How many men look as good as me? I'm just saying. I meet a lot of people who are like, I'm 28, I'm 35. I'm like, you look 56, motherfucker. What the hell happened? I realize it's because Gen X brags all the time. They're like, we're outside till the sun came up, till the sun went down. I'm like, it shows in your skin. Right? You remember the goblins in the basement for an entire generation shouting with Korean children at 3 a.m. as Halo was first invented? Yo soy mi. Yeah. Everybody who came before me, they were like, you need to be outside more. I don't want another basement goblin. Now they all look 45. I still look 30-something. No, it's an interesting time. I was excited to come down here. I've never been to Tahoe or Terre Haute. Hold on, follow me. I'm gonna explain Terre Haute. I've never been to Terre Haute before, and when I first moved to Indiana, I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, for part of my childhood, right? Yeah. And down there, we have a people called the Navajo, who are Native American, and a lot of Hispanic named things, because you're in New Mexico. Right? I moved here in 1997 before Google. Do you know what the biggest question I got? Where's Albuquerque? I come to realize none of you knew where Bugs Bunny was getting fucking lost at. Y'all thought it was over by Marrakesh. And then I said I'm from New Mexico, and people were like, is New Mexico a state? Yes, but you don't look Mexican. Oh, Jesus Christ. So when I moved here, I was very excited because I noticed there was a lot of names. And Terre Haute is obviously French, but I'm stupid. I didn't know that. I saw Terra and Haute, and I was like, oh, is that kind of like terracotta? I mean, I don't fucking know. I have no shit. Google, I was born before the days of Google. I was an idiot for a long time. Still am. But no, it turns out it means what? Higher ground in French? The high ground in French? Yeah, now it makes sense why they didn't go with that in Star Wars. Anakin don't. I have the Terre Haute. That would have been amazing, actually. I'm sorry. I don't mean to wander a lot. I've done a lot of drugs in my life, okay? Look at me. Look at me. In my younger years, I was a Sherpa for the psychedelics of the mind. No, I grew up in a weird time because those of us in this age group, the other thing we have that a lot of you don't have is that when I got on a famous app that's in all your pockets, it was called thefacebook.com. And only college students could get on it. Only certain colleges from the colleges that had agreed to this. Okay, I don't know how to break this to you, but Facebook is not what you think it is. Facebook is a relic of itself. I used to buy weed off Facebook, okay, in the open through the messages. The events page at Ball State in 2005 for Facebook was just a list of keggers. The addresses for the house, the color of the cup, and the mixture inside said cup. That was it. That was it. And get this, in Ball State in 2005, I don't know if you know about this Indiana history, but I learned this because I'm an immigrant to Indiana from other states, right? Ball State doesn't like the school that's there. Lafayette, they love Purdue. Bloomington, they love IU. Ball State, they're like, Muncie is like, the fucking Ball family put this here and didn't ask us. So Q 2005, there is 2 campus police. The Muncie police don't come on campus, and we have like the equivalent of a digital carrier pigeon that no cop is allowed to be on. We ran circle. I didn't sell weed. I ran the first version of Uber Eats, but it was for marijuana. My promise was 13 minutes or less or it's free. I shit you not. I never gave away a bag. I also dropped out without a degree. They send you a beautiful letter when you drop out, by the way. It's very ornate, handwritten, very like, says start paying your bill. You can try again in 9 months. But no, I'd literally call friends of mine who were drug dealers. I'd call one dude one time, and he picks up the phone. To his credit, I don't know why he picked up the phone. Because what he said was, hey, man, I'm in the middle of fucking my girl. And I was like, okay, well, fucking finish. I'm 10 minutes away, and I'm on a bicycle. You're a man. Get it over with. Oh, I forgot to stop my watch. So if I keep looking over this way, it's because I'm watching for that fucking light over there. By the way, are you okay? Are you doing good? It's all right. If you need to take a nap, it's okay. You've been with us for a long time, champ. Like, it's all right. I saw you out of the corner of my eye. I don't mean to call you out. I saw you out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, shit, I don't know if she looks like she's about to pass out. I do got to give a quick shout out, though, because I said I would. There's a motherfucker sitting back over here. I can see him out of the corner of my eye. He is not great Alexander. He's a lesser Alexander, but this motherfucker has it figured out, okay? I'm standing over there waiting for my show, and he proceeds to explain to me that his baby mama is apparently the brewmaster, and because of that, he's like, yeah, I just hang out here all the time. I was like, my man, shit. Mine works for the Indiana Public Health Department. I married the wrong woman. No, I love my wife. Recently, we were having a discussion. She actually told me how much she values me, right? I'm going to fill you in, guys. A lot of guys don't know this. There is an emotional value that you have. I know, that's crazy, right? We're like, not just dollars and cents. Like, there's an emotional value that you have where if, like, something tragic happened to you and you died, there's a certain level of emotional value that you could get replaced with where they'd be like, I miss him, but it's okay because I got fill in the blank, right? So I recently got into a discussion with my wife. Exactly. My wife's favorite dog of all time is Boston Terriers. She's had 2 of them. They are adorable. They look like penguins. They wear tuxedos. They got stunted face. They look like baby pit bulls. They're very, very boisterous. They're adorable dogs, so she loves them. I said, how much? How much? She said, honestly, if you died, I think it would take about 5 Boston Terrier puppies to replace you. Do you know how much an average Boston Terrier puppy is? On average, on the low end, you're looking at like $500 for 5 puppies. On the upwards high end, you're looking at a couple of grand worth of puppies. I know men who aren't worth half a pug. Yeah, so that has been my time. Thank you guys so much. My name is Zach DeZuba. Let's give it up for your host.
Can you believe that guy mispronouncing Terre Haute? Zuba. Zach Zuba, everybody. All right, Terre Haute. Our next comic is a Bloomington local. He's a nationally performing comedian, Eric Hook.
Keep it going for the hosts and all the comics you've seen tonight, guys. It's been a fun show. Tell you some stuff here. How many people clap your hands if you're here for like a Valentine's Day date tonight? Your girlfriend didn't clap, my guy. Oh, you're his wife? That was one heavy clap and one no clap there. Well, thanks for coming out anyway. That was very funny for me. I only was the only one that got to see that, but that was great for me. Yeah. Well, this has been a lot of comics tonight. I know you guys are excited to get home and do your yearly missionary, that you do and stuff. It's 9:30. You got to get that missionary and watch some Bridgerton. Head to bed. So I appreciate you spending your night with us. It's you could have done a lot of things. You could have went to Sonic. You're here. I don't know what's in Terre Haute, but thanks for coming. What's a nice place in Terre Haute? I actually don't care. I don't know why I asked. I'm sure it's Applebee's or something, You guys go to nice places. This is a fun group. I like you guys. Tell you some jokes. They're doing the dishes. That's great. That's how you know the show's almost over. That's good. I just got glasses for the first time in my life, guys. Just got glasses. No applause. It's all good. I thought they would kind of change up my look too late. You already missed. Not now. I thought these would kind of change up my look a little bit, make me look a little more interesting. And then first day I got them, one of my friends told me I look like Malcolm Xbox support. A very creative put down, I would say. Yeah. It's still better than what I got before I wore glasses. One time, a stranger told me that I look like the character you get when you start playing the Wii. That's, I think the guy that made fun of Patrick laughed way harder at that one, so I don't fucking like that guy. I'm more of a right side guy. You guys are good looking. I am also married. My wife is spending this tonight alone, spending my Valentine's Day with you all here, and me and this guy are gonna go get a drink, probably, because you're definitely not banging tonight, my boy. My wife is of Asian descent. She's half Filipino. Are you Filipino? All right. That happens sometimes at shows. I did not expect that to happen here, so I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for that. Terre Haute, I'm very proud of you guys. You got one. So, and I got to tell you, honey, you are surrounded, so watch out. You sat right in the middle. Now, cool. We'll say hi after the show. I'll tell you. We'll talk Tagalog and all the things, and you guys don't know what that is, but it's pretty inside baseball, Philippines. What the hell was I talking about now? I'm just thinking about the Philippines. My wife married me. She married me this vanilla wafer here. Because there's nothing Asian women love more than citizenship. Hey, they're big fans of it. They can't get enough of it. No, that's not true. I actually met my wife on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, happens more than you think. Yeah. She said, "Is this available?" And what she was actually talking about was my heart. Yeah. No, it's great. My wife's great. Before I got married to her, I remember one of my dumb friends asked me if I had an Asian fetish, because I was marrying an Asian woman. And I told him, I was like, no, I don't. I have a anybody that'll have sex with me fetish. That's kind of what I'm rolling with here. I'm not getting picky between different races of people, you know? I'm just kind of spinning the globe and just putting my finger inside anybody that'll let me, you know? Guys play finger globe, weird table? You guys know finger globe? This Asian chick's losing her fucking mind over here. It's kind of distracting, honestly. I'm killing for one person quietly. That's what you want, you know? That's what you aim for. But my wife's great. Last year for Valentine's Day, I got her, she's tough to shop for. I got her a gift. I got her a book of coupons that she could cash in of like acts of service, you know what I mean? Like do the dishes, you know, that sort of stuff. And one of the coupons was for a night of lovemaking. Yeah. A year went by and she never cashed it in. And then this year for Christmas, she thought it'd be funny to put it into her work's White Elephant gift exchange. Yeah. Wildly unpopular from what I heard. But somebody did end up getting it. Now I'm being told that I am promised to a ginger-haired man named Gary. And from what my wife tells me at work, Gary is looking to collect. So I got to sleep with Gary now. If you ever do that, put an expiration date on it. I got to look over my shoulder for Gary. My wife and I have been talking about, we've been talking about spicing things up in the bedroom a little bit. Sorry, I'm just blasting you guys so much. Yeah, we've been talking about spicing things up, talking about getting a vibrator, you know, which I don't really know how I feel about that because I don't really want to lose another job to AI, you know. I feel like my wife using a vibrator is a lot like her using the self-checkout at the grocery store. And I'm just like the attendant standing nearby. Just like, I'll be over here if you need any help, hey. With my old-timey penis I got over here. My old rotary phone cock I got. Any rotary phone cocks in the house tonight? Bang, 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 bang. I like a classic. Don't worry, guys. Sorry, I missed you guys. Right up front here. I'm sure they're nice. They told me don't hit on the Duck Dynasty guys, and I didn't do it. I hit on them. I went vibrator shopping with my wife. It was a very enlightening experience, you know. I felt like she was like a golfer, and I was like a caddy trying to help her pick out a club. You know? I walked up to her, I was like, honey, what do you think about this 3-iron, you know? Get the job done. She walked away and came back. She was like, I was thinking more like this fucking 9-wood right here. Hey! I was like, I don't think that's gonna fit in your trunk, honey. I was like, do they have it in white? Fuck. It's even weirder that this is a bench nightstand here. Usually they're straight. It's a really weird looking vibrator there. Old Benty. You guys are fun. Just say disturbing things at you and you guys laugh. This is great. I like it. Sorry I do get distracted a lot during my set. As you'll notice, I have ADHD, or as my dad calls it, liberal bullshit. Yeah, my doctor told me to take Ritalin for my ADHD. My dad's advice was to take my tampon out. So I'm still trying to find that. Trying to make him proud, you know. My dad's fun. He doesn't have a cell phone. He's a boomer guy. He's just raw dogging life, you know what I mean? Just looking up directions when he goes places, one of those guys. But he's always talking about how my generation's soft, you know what I mean? We're not tough. And he talks about he worked on a farm growing up, and he walked to school in the snow and all that stuff, all those miles, they do. And I want to be like, Dad, you think you had it tougher than I did? I watched Two Girls, One Cup when I was 9 years old. It's like, I watched two girls poop on the internet before I got my first hair on my chin, It's like Looney Tunes to poop play in a month. Have you ever seen Two Girls, One Cup? The guy in the back went. All right, you're just scared to laugh. Ladies, have you seen it? That one has right there. She winked at me 3 times. For all the cups. My dad's fun. I'm from like a dumpy town, Indiana, not originally Bloomington, a small shitty town. I always heard this phrase growing up, it's every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Well, in the town where I grew up, it's every time a Limp Bizkit song plays, a juggalo gets custody of his son back. It's kind of the vibe. A few people relate. That guy clapped. You guys, it's okay. It's okay to clap. There is one guy that got out of my hometown, though, doing very well for himself. This douchebag guy that I went to high school with, this piss baby guy I went to high school with, he's a weatherman on TV now, which is, it's kind of ironic he ended up being a weatherman because he used to give us titty twisters in high school, which is probably the most weather-appropriate style of bullying, you know what I mean? This is twisters, you know what I mean? So I didn't think that would work. But what I remember this guy for in high school was he was well known for shitting his pants in gym class. People don't forget, you know what I mean? Which kind of makes me think he's not going to end up being a very good weatherman, Because if you can't even forecast that shit is about to come out of your butt, I don't know how old skid mark's going to predict the weather, I know I'm being pretty hard on this guy, but he was a big douchebag in high school. Big D-bag. So now anytime he posts one of his forecasts on Facebook, I just comment the poop emoji on there for his comment. It's like, he can keep blocking me, I'm going to keep making new accounts, Has anybody shit their pants in the crowd before tonight? One lady held her husband's arm down. I've done that joke probably 100 times. I've never seen that. So don't look ashamed, sir. It's okay. I don't have a joke for that. I just wanted to see who would volunteer. So now we learned something about you. That was hilarious, ma'am. I'm very proud of you for doing that. But I just went back home to my hometown recently. My cousin was having a gender reveal back in my hometown. It was one of those gender reveals where they drop a ball and the smoke comes up and it's like pink or blue, But this time when they... And if we know anything about the Pope, we know there's never been a woman as Pope. So we can probably assume that baby's going to be... You are correct, sir. The punchline is pedophile. Fucking Nostradamus over here. Jesus Christ. What an asshole. Jeez. Big sheet-eating grin on your face. This is my closer, too, dude. Jesus. People have guessed the Pope thing before, but they've never guessed the pedophile thing. I don't know if I could do the ending. We're going to try it. You shut your fucking mouth. No, I'm impressed. Don't talk to me after the show. I don't like you, but no. If you don't like that joke, feel free to complain to the bar after the show. I know some people don't like that one. But just know, like the Catholic Church, all they're going to do is just reassign me to another bar. So, all right. I'm going to do one more joke because that fucking guy is over here guessing my jokes here. What do we got in the can? You guys didn't like the 2 girls, 1 cup, guys. You guys have all seen it. I know you have. All right, I'll do one joke. I just got a new job not too long ago, and my company sent me on my first work trip, which is pretty cool. Clap your hands if you've been on a work trip before. My boy. Damn, you guys are well traveled here. This crowd's doing well. Yeah. But I found out, I thought it was going to be like a free vacation, you know? And then I found out that I was going to Nebraska. Yeah. That's like somebody telling you they're going to take you out and buy you a nice dinner, and then they take you to the subway inside of a Walmart. That's what Nebraska felt like. I fucking sucked. But it ended up working out when I got to Nebraska. I got to share an Uber with the vice president of my company, going to the hotel we were staying at. He's like an old war vet, you know, it's kind of cool. Got to talk to him. I get up to the hotel, nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. I got the robe on. I'm walking around like a big shot, you know what I mean? Doing my thing. I go over to the bed and I take a picture of it, and I send it to my wife. I text her, I said, this bed's really big. I wish that you were in it with me, you know? I looked down, I realized I sent that text to the vice president of my company. Just out here sending thirst traps to my VP. I'd already taken my pants off and laid him on the bed, too. So he knew that I was Donald ducking it for his benefit. But it got even weirder, though. I finally got a text back from him, and it just said, on my way. So I fucked him. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Eric Hook, everybody. Yeah. We've got one more comic tonight. He's an Indianapolis local, good friend of mine. He recently won the Underground Arts Entertainment Award for Best Stand-Up Comedian, Mr. KJ Weaver.
Give it up for everybody you heard before me here. Come on. Friday the 13th, I'm about to kill this shit. You ready for this first joke? Here we go. Ready for my first joke? Valentine's Day. What a fucking joke. Oh my God. Made up holiday to sell Hershey's Kisses. What's next? President's Day. Made up holiday to sell us more presidents. No. I'm bitter and shit, man. I recently just got dumped and everything. I got dumped because I'm a forgetful person, man. I do like too little, too late kind of things, you know? And I'm learning. And if guys are like me out there, I can give you some advice. Like, if she brings it up, it's like too late. She said, babe, you never get me any flowers. That ain't the time you try to go get flowers. I learned the hard way. But I think there's loopholes to it. You got to be slick, you know? Think ahead. Get her like a bouquet of dead flowers. Claim you already had them. Right? She gets curious. Where were they the whole time? I hid them in the oven. You know, if you cooked every once in a while, but divorce. Papers are in the oven too. No, okay. I'm a forgetful person, man. Like, it's weird. I can recognize like my favorite wrestler without his face painted, but I can't recognize my own girlfriend without hers. Hey, okay. Today's Friday the 13th. Not really a holiday, but you know, yeah, like, right? There's some little fanfare for it. I'm a fan of real holidays like Martin Luther King Day. Oh, my God. I don't know if you guys celebrate the way I do. Take a couple shots. It's not what you think. It's dark, but no. In my community, we actually party, though. If you scroll long enough on Facebook, you might see a flyer for Martin Luther King Day weekend, you know. If you never see a Martin Luther King Day weekend party flyer, what they do is they take photos of Dr. King. They Photoshop like gold chains and pinky rings on him. He's a baller. Like, he's got a crown on his head. He looks like Slick Rick, you know. I don't know what makes these. Bottle on one hand, a stack of money in the other. It is ridiculous. Like I said, I don't know who makes these, but I get a kick out of it. But I just know Martin's probably looking down in disapproval. Coretta, come look at this. What are they doing down there? They do this every year. I don't even have tattoos on my knuckles. And what the hell is a Casamigos? Okay. Maya Angelou has to remind him, I believe it's tequila. Okay. You guys should celebrate. You guys are invited to the cookout. I'll stamp that tonight. No, come on. We ought to come together. I feel like there's like enough divide and separation and shit in the world right now. I see crazy things on the news. Right, you can clap for that. A lot of divisive things being said on the news. I seen one guy, he said like, because he's for it, man. He was like, in 15 years, America should only consist of 2 groups of people. This guy is like the children of God and the children of Nick Cannon. Now when he's like, it was either that or Elon Musk, but either way, come on. These guys, they have a lot of kids. That's the joke. It's irresponsible at that point, because when you got that many children, there's no way that they can be in all their kids' lives as a parent, and that saddens me, right? I don't have any kids of my own, but in my last relationship, I spent 1.5 years as a step-parent, so I can just say from the bottom of my heart, there's no greater joy in this life than being single with no kids. So when hey, fuck them kids. No, you know how good it feel to walk out on kids who ain't yours? Man. Felt like an athlete getting traded to a new team. All right, Mikey, we had a good couple of seasons there, but I'm going to check out my other prospects. And sorry I couldn't get you that ring, baby, but okay. Couldn't get you that ring. No, I don't have any kids. I don't think I would do it out of wedlock. You know, I do live my life according to the good book, which is Twilight New Moon, and Okay, I had to slip that one in there. No. I'm not an expert with the romance and shit. I could say like everything I know about romance I learned from like R&B music and duets and stuff. Right. I love that shit. I had the throwback station on the way here because it soothes me. I like the duets. I like old school stuff. But sometimes when I have it on shuffle, weird things come on, like the Black Eyed Peas. And not that there's not anything wrong with the Black Eyed Peas. But they just can't make a proper love song if you know. The dynamic is off for one. If you listen to the Black Eyed Peas, there's like 3 guys talking about how they want to get in one girl's pants. And Fergie has to go along with everything being said. And Will.i.am's like, is you gonna rock this black cock? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Do you want some Filipino dick? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Can I put this racially ambiguous penis right between your lips while Will.i.am slow the beat down, down, down? For show. Bukkake. There's just like no romance to that shit, man. Oh, getting trains ran on her and shit. That's how you do it, man. Sounds like a party to me. No, I got dumped. It was like the kids weren't the problem. It was she wanted to have a roster and shit, right? But she could be open about it. You know, I got dumped because she wanted to have a roster. I don't hold it against her. It's the American way. You know, America was founded on hoe shit. She was a hot girl from the jump, right? America used to be beautiful. America used to be natural. And started messing around with these rich white men. They turned out. You may call them presidents. I call them sugar daddies. Every couple years, she busted open for a new one. They took ass to Dr. Miami, too. Traded in those nice natural mountains for a Silicon Valley and an industrial belt. You can't blame her. Nobody's perfect. Not you, not me. What's crazy is my ex in her 20s has more bodies than America has presidents, and she busted open for the white man, too. God damn. You can laugh at that. Whose History Month is it right now? Mine, not yours. Fuck you. Am I getting the light? How much time I got over there? You guys done soured the mood. I got 5 minutes? God damn it. I want to do a poem for you guys. Can I do a little bit of a poem? Because that's on theme with the holiday coming up. Yeah, do a poem. All right. Roses are red. Doritos are savory. The United States prison system has legalized slavery. Fuck the police, defund the police. Okay, no. It's my History Month. I'm going to try to do a lot of things I wouldn't normally say. These are just jokes, man. These are just jokes. Nah. Am I going to sit? Can I sit? It's my History Month. I can sit now. Okay. You guys a hip-hop crowd? You guys like rappers and shit? You guys like rappers? Rappers intrigue me, man. Rappers, man. Like, I don't pay for YouTube Premium, so I get a lot of advertisements, and I skip all of them except for the ones with Snoop Dogg in them because that's cool, you know? But it's intriguing because you don't see that like a lot. Like, a guy goes from gangster rapper to commercial spokesperson, right? And we don't get Ice Cube out here like, try Febreze for the funk. It just doesn't translate. Like, doing all types of things. It's not on brand. I was watching HGTV. The rapper Lil Jon has a show on HGTV. You ever seen that? It's like Pimp My Ride, but for houses. Put a fish tank in the garage, yeah! You know. Makes no damn sense. I think it would make sense for like MC Hammer. You know, give him a show on HGTV called Housing with the Hammer. They're like a hardware joke right there. Take you for a tour of a property, tell you can't touch this, you can't touch this, you can't touch this. Too legit, you must commit. Okay. You got to do something that fits your name, right? Rappers don't really pick their names wisely. Guy out there named Afro Man. You guys heard of Afro Man, right? But like, what are we supposed to call this guy if he ever goes bald? God forbid. I don't think he thought that one through because he got high. Okay. You get it. Okay. They get it. There's a rapper named T.I. out there. You know, he's trying new things. He did a stand-up comedy special. Not the career path for him, but keep trying, guy. Keep trying. I think it's hidden. The name is his next career move is right there in his name, right? He could flip a couple letters, be T.I., the IT guy. He's got to be the most annoying IT guy because he got a really big vocabulary. He's trying to figure out what's going on with your computer. He's making it worse. You know, he's on the other line. It would appear that your digital roaming services have been intermittently compromised, and as a byproduct, a substantial list of permissions and accesses have been incapacitated indefinitely. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I don't even have Xfinity. It's Spectrum. $30 high speed, no contract. What you know about that? T.I., hang up the phone. Ain't about to be tossing me a word salad. Hip-hop fans get it. I love hip-hop. I love when like they merge like hip-hop with like advertisement and shit, man. That stuff is crazy. One guy I can't wait to see get into advertisement is like Jay-Z. That man, he got to get out of Dodge. He was in those files. He might as well just do voiceover work because he's got like a marketable voice, a very recognizable voice, and I think that he can sell some products. And what inspired this, but I listen to Jay-Z's music. He's from Brooklyn, right? And he talks about BK in his music a lot. But sometimes, honestly, I don't know if he's talking about Brooklyn or Beyonce Knowles or Burger King. That'd be pretty slick, you know? New Jay-Z song comes on. It's not even a Jay-Z song. It's a commercial for Burger King. And we bob our heads to it anyway, you know? It's like, I promise you this is something that you ain't never tasted before. Is it impossible or improvisational? These new Whoppers are so sensational, they make you feel smarter. That's what they made them for. Jordan is too ballin' with Sean Carter's two Whoppers. If you're gonna eat fast food, you better do it proper. The pickles, the lettuce, tomatoes, the combos. Pull up the BK, it's worth every dollar. Ho! Goes triple platinum, wins a couple Grammys, we all gain a few pounds. We might make that the Super Bowl halftime performance, right? It was more American than rap music and burgers. Let's do that. Let us do that. I don't really have too much more that I want to talk about, though. I don't know. I get a little burnout. I like do like a lot of open mics throughout the week. I've been traveling and shit. On one of my recent travels, I went to another state, and like I didn't want to inconvenience nobody. You know, I have friends out there, but I was like, I'm just gonna sleep in my car, hit the mics, do my thing. One of my friends heard about this and was like, no, KJ, you don't gotta do that. Come to my place. So he offers me his place. You'd think he'd have like a couch or an air mattress, spare room. This nigga gave me his gaming chair. It's like, sleep in your car? Nah, but sleep in your car simulator? Let's hook that shit up right now. Got the pedals, a little cup holder for you there. Nah. He's trying to be hospitable, you know. Just he gave me shelter and everything, and he was like, "Let's give you the experience. And like, we can go out for lunch this day. We're gonna do this, do this." Makes it sound like it's his treat, but as soon as the bill comes up, you're covering this, right? You know. Don't forget whose place you're crashing at, man. I thought that was selfish. I got bamboozled, man. I got like a shrimp allergy. He's taking me getting seafood. It's really good. You wouldn't have known about this place if I didn't take you, and I'm paying for it. Yeah. So if you guys could tip me, like, give me some money after this show. I don't want to end on that. I want to end on I like to do a lot of impressions and stuff. So I want to, I love doing impressions, but sometimes it's hard to keep up with, like, who's relevant out there for all ages and everything, because it always changes. So I started doing, like, generic things that we kind of all see every day in life. So I'm going to do just a generic impression for you guys right here. This is nobody famous. This is just my impression of an ordinary guy having a good time. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Okay, my name is KJ Weaver. Thank you for laughing with me. Have a good night.
Give it up for KJ, everybody. Heck yeah. Did you have fun tonight, Terre Haute? Heck yeah. Tip your bartenders fat. Let them know you love live comedy here. Get home safe. We love you. Have a great night.